From upstate New York, and I've been wearing hearing aids for about 3 years. Well, I had gone to some audiologists. I just really didn't think I was a candidate. I was kind of faking it and guessing what people were saying, and it wasn't working. I got the Lexie hearing aids. Well, it's been night and day. Conversations at the family dinner table, watching a movie that I don't have to put on the subtitles for anymore. I get emotional sometimes because if you're missing something and it comes back and you didn't think it was going to come back, that's a gift. And my kids are happier than I am that we were able to discover that again.
And that is really so touching, Jeff's testimonial. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my dad, because my father is a composer and his hearing is his life. And when his hearing was going, I could literally see my father disconnect in times when we were all together sitting around the dining room table, and he'd just kind of sit back and he's nodding yes with that smile on his face. And I know he's not hearing anything, he's not taking in anything, and so he's completely tuning out. And so hearing aids are not only a gift to the person who actually gets their hearing restored, but it's to everyone who loves that person, because once he had those hearing aids in, he was back with us, back engaged, back connection. So I'm going to talk to you about a gift that's not only for the person who may need the hearing aids, but it's for you who love them as well. And it's that glue that comes back together. So this is the Lexie B2. I'm so excited that we have this because it's Lexie B, which is the #1 brand of over-the-counter hearing aids for folks with mild to moderate hearing loss, married with the technology of Bose. So you have audiologists and Bose sound engineers coming together to bring to you the Rolls-Royce of over-the-counter hearing aids. Now, I know there are other over-the-counter hearing aids that might be a different place, but when you're looking for a brand name, when you're looking for someone who's been doing this for years and years, built by audiologists, and then you marry Bose, the MIT technology in there, this is what you're getting with Lexie. It's 5 easy payments of $139.80, and it's the lowest price we've ever offered these hearing aids here on QVC. It's $100 less than our previous lowest price ever. So here you are getting it at the lowest price ever. The pack up would be $958.94. So we're saving you $259, almost $260, and you still get that till January 31, 2025, return policy in place. It's E325208. Brett Hamilton is here with me. He's our tech expert. We're going to take a few minutes to really kind of slow down and talk about this because it's such a profound gift. 5 senses, right? Hearing, sight, taste, touch, right? Yeah. It's one of those you're restoring to somebody.
Yeah, and there's been a stigma for the longest time that hearing aids, if I'm wearing a hearing aid, people see it. It's this big bulky piece sitting on my ears, and they're like, you're old, you can't hear. Those days are over. Those days are over because now it's smaller than the earbuds we wear all day long anyway, to make phone calls, to listen to music, to watch movies, whatever it might be. And as you just said, we're taking a hearing aid company, we're taking Bose. It's a super group, right? You're putting them together for the #1 over-the-counter hearing aid brand in the country. These are the first FDA-cleared direct-to-consumer hearing aids that were developed for adults 18 years and older with what they call perceived mild to moderate hearing impairment. I'll talk about that in a second. Paired with the Lexie hearing app so that you can program, you can control your B2 hearing aids powered by Bose for clinically proven what they call audiologist-quality customization, which means they're the real deal. But here's the best part, guys. There's no doctor visit. There's no hearing test. You don't need a prescription. You're going to make the setting adjustments yourself out in the real world using the free app that comes along with it. They're powered by Bose. They were developed by a team of Bose scientists, audiologists, engineers. I call them magicians, right? Because once you try these things out, you're going to agree that you finally hear things the way that they were supposed to be heard, just like you do with Bose audio. And speech that was once mumbled or soft or too difficult to hear is now easier to hear. So who are they for? Well, mild to moderate hearing, Rachel, versus profound or severe hearing loss. If you have profound hearing problem, you need to go see a doctor. A great way to know whether or not these are for you is if you're in a crowded room, you hear somebody speaking, you look around, everybody can understand them, and you can't. You go, okay, well, maybe something's not the way it should be. And we all know somebody, Rachel, if it's not yourself, it's somebody in your family or friend or whatever, that always turns the TV up too loud. And the problem with that, aside from the obvious, is that If it sounds like this at this level, if you turn it up even louder, it's still muddy. You're just turning up the noise. So this is the ability to be able to, this is my favorite part of showing this product.
And I have short hair.
Is that you can't see it. You're the perfect model for it. And Rachel has them on correctly. You put the hearing aid itself all the way in the back there, not on top of your ear, so that the speaker and the microphones don't conflict and they don't whistle and stuff like that. But you're not looking at, that's how you're going to see somebody. So you see a tiny, almost looks like a little errant hair. Just, like a piece of fishing line. So I don't know, I don't think you have to worry about the vanity part of it anymore. I don't think you have to worry about like, oh, she's got a hearing aid. Well, no, I mean, a regular earbud is much larger and protrudes from the ear a lot more than that. But as you look at this video here, there's so much technology packed inside here that you don't need to worry about, but it's coming to the rescue. You've got rechargeable Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids, which means there's no need to buy batteries. You can actually answer a phone call directly through the hearing aids. This is one of the new improvements that Lexie and Bose have come up with. Yeah, it's cool, right? So that you don't have to hold the phone up to your hearing aid. You just tap the phone and the call comes through the hearing aid itself. 3 different size domes. I'll explain what the reasoning is for that aside from just comfort in a second. But these fully charged hearing aids will go for a couple days before you have to plug them back in. And at night when you plug in your phone, you plug in your hearing aids. Directional microphones clean up the noise around you, actually give you an advantage. And I'll show you on the app in a second for what people that don't have hearing aids can't do. And that's the world mode. Everywhere versus front. Everywhere means you hear everything, but the front mode means you can kind of isolate the noise around you and behind you. You can also mute them, and we'll show you that in the app as well. But this app is so easy to use, Rachel, that out in the real world, when you pull your phone out, people don't think you're messing with your hearing aids. They think you're answering a text message or an email or whatever it might be. So it really is remarkable.
Here's the thing. You can give socks, you can give throws, you can give all those things that we have, and we have them and love them. But when we're talking about giving a gift that is life-changing, not to put too fine a point on it, life-changing. If you can restore or bring somebody back, as Jeff was saying, from not being able to understand what people were saying when they are sitting around with your family and the discussion at the table and everyone's laughing and you're like, ha ha, still don't really know what exactly everybody said. You're disconnecting from everyone and they miss you. I missed my dad. I was like, where is he in this communication moment? Why is he not jumping in with joy? That's what this is about. This is about our privilege to bring to you something that will change your life every minute that you're awake and listening to the birds, to my father that was composing, that is his life and love, and that's how he defines himself. I am a composer. If I can't compose, what am I? Like, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about being able to watch your favorite movie. Like, how do you know, do you need these? Are you looking at chyrons and you've got subtitles on everything? Are you actually not being able to hear, as Brett said, things are muddy? Can you not hear when you're in a restaurant and everybody else is like, it's totally fine, I'm talking to you and this ambient noise, no problem? Can you be sitting across from somebody and not quite hear them? You're like, yes, yes, yes. So not only might you be bothersome to yourself because you keep saying what, right? But everybody around you is like, gosh, dad, mom, sister, brother, you keep saying what? And I keep repeating myself. This is the answer. And I need you to take a chance on yourself, and you are worth it. And here's the other thing. As we're looking at everything you get, which Brett will go through, what I love about that app is that it's a free download app. When you are tuning your very own hearing aid, because you can, by the way, should be $958, which even when you're looking at hearing aids, they're in the thousands. My dad was looking at hearing aids with $3,000, $5,000, $7,000. Here, this usual price should be about $1,000. We're $699 or that easy pay of $139.80. But if you come back to me, what I love about this one is that when you are changing it and you are fixing it, it's like when you go get your eye test. You just go, is it better here or better here? Is it better here or better here? Like if you're able to say, I see better, it's the same thing with hearing. So here's the simulation.
What you're about to see is we're going to show you the magic trick, then we're going to show you how we did it. Now, you're not really going to be able to get a full feel for how different you'll be able to hear until you plug them into your ears. In the meantime, here's a couple really common scenarios with and without the help of Lexie and Bose. Check this out.
Ale from one of our local brewers. It's very crisp, citrusy, if that's what you're into. And tonight's soup is butternut squash, and that comes with a wood-grilled crostini with eggplant on the side. It's very popular. Also on the menu tonight are spicy chicken wings with a blue cheese sauce, and these will both pair nicely with that pale ale I mentioned. So what can I get for you?
At At the end of their long journey, our colony of penguin chicks have reached the ocean. They peer over the edge, waiting for the right moment, anticipating the dangers that await. Until finally, one of them jumps, which inspires the others to follow, a clumsy cascade of juvenile penguins falling into the sea.
Wow.
Pretty.
I could tell the difference dramatically.
Yeah, and remember, you're listening through TV
Through
speakers
TV.
at home, so it doesn't really give you a full feel, full experience until you get them and try them out. All right, I said we showed you the magic trick. Now, how did we do that? How were we able to adapt in real time to all those different scenarios? And as Rachel just mentioned, it's a free app. You need this app in order to be able to use the hearing aids, because otherwise you turn them on and they're just going to be too loud or too soft, and it's not going to be the experience you're supposed to get. Think of this like your car radio. You get in the car, and what's the first thing you do with the volume is you turn it up to a comfortable level. You're going to have the hearing aids in your ears, and you're now going to be able to hear at a normal level with the TV or the radio or somebody's voice without having to make them any louder. Once that's done, treble and bass. If it's muddy and the world sounds like this, add some high end. If it's the other way around, everything's too tinty, bring it down here and add a little bottom end to it. Once you do that, make sure you check the balance. My right ear is not as strong as my left ear. I have no idea why, but now, just like a car radio, I can adapt and change. Gave myself a little bit more on the right side than I do on the left. You can also mute them. Wear them both. Even if you don't think you need them both, wear them both, and you can always mute one. All right. Now we get into the James Bond type of stuff. There are microphones inside these hearing aids to catch what's around you, make it sound better, clean up the sound, clean up the noise, and all that stuff. Everywhere mode, perfect scenario is the restaurant. Rachel and I are sitting in a restaurant, sitting across from each other. I don't want to hear the table behind me. I don't need to hear the kitchen. I don't need to hear this couple over here arguing about something. So I go to front mode.
Yep.
Rachel's there, I'm there. What the hearing aids will do is suppress the noise around you. It's not going to get rid of it completely, but I want to point out right now, there's a lot of brands out there that are trying to mimic what Bose and Lexie have been able to do, and they don't do it. Unless there's an app, unless you have this technology inside, all you're buying is very expensive amplifiers. And those amplifiers don't have the ability to clean up and clean up sound. That's it in a nutshell. We're cleaning up sound. One last thing I want to show you. Once you get certain settings that you like for indoor, outdoor, taking the dog for a walk, whatever it might be, you can start to save them down here so that you don't have to go back inside here and adjust the volume or the treble each time. You're like, I'm going to watch TV. For TV, I like a little bit more volume. I like a little bit more high end so I can understand the actors or the dialogue. Boom. Set it, save it, and forget it.
As we back up, it's E325208. What are we talking about? We are talking about changing your life. It's simple as that. If you have mild to moderate hearing loss, if a friend does, if a loved one does, and you are missing them because they're missing out, and they are missing kind of life because they're the ones who's affected by it and they're missing out, this is the best gift you could give. There are 3 people in my family, I always say, on bigger gifts like this, me, my brother, and my sister, we go in on it. And that's the gift that's life-changing for your dad, for your mom, for your aunt, for your niece, for whatever age. And here's the thing, we're not $958.94, we're $699. This is the launch of our big deal. This is the lowest price we've ever offered on this pack-up bundle, the Lexie B2, powered by Bose. So I want to say that again. You have audiologists, the #1 over-the-counter hearing aid brand in the U.S. Audiologists married with Bose, which is my every single sound system I have. It's my sound bar. It's in my car. It's in my little speaker.
Right.
Everything. These 2 people. So there are other hearing aids. Good, better, best. Get the hearing aids that is the top of your budget. Get the best that you can afford. That's what I'm going to say. Because if I said to you, my sight is bad, would you get one that you were like, those glasses kind of work?
Yeah, that's a terrific point.
I'm going to get the best glasses that I can afford, period. Because I want to see and I want to hear.
And while we're talking about that, just because you can find a pair for $200 less, and I'm spending your money here, I get it, it's still $700. But be wary of brands that are out there that promise a miracle, and they're $150, they're $200 from a company that you've never heard from before, because you're like, and then you get them home, and then you lose faith, and you won't try something like this. Start here. If this doesn't work for you, I don't know that there's a better choice. That's why they're the #1 over-the-counter hearing aid brand that's out there. All right, a couple things I want to get to real quick before we're done. I want to show you how to wear these, because this is as important as anything else. As you look at this video here, you've got a red for the right, you got a blue for the left. You pop them in your ears, but as you'll see in this video, it's not just stick them on and hope for the best. You're going to take the hearing aid. I don't know if there you go.
There we go.
So
Yep.
Meg pulls back her hair here.